Hi guys, wanted to follow up with another crafting video that I hope you guys will appreciate. So I got some feedback from my previous crafting video, and people were asking me, is there a way to make the 35 durability mats 100% without any overmelds? Because the last video that I did, I had a rotation where the mats were getting to about 90%, 89 or 90%, and once in a while they would normal quality, and it would cause people some issues with the rotation that they were trying to create for the gear, for the 70 durability gear, the 710 gear. So I thought about it and I worked on it, and I did come up with a rotation that requires no overmelds. You will need specialist, of course, because we need to use the specialist actions to make up for some of those missing stats from the overmelds. But if you're comfortable with using your specialists and switching from one specialist to another when you're going to make something, this absolutely will work 100% of the time. And it's a pretty cool rotation. I'm pretty proud of this one. So we will need food and we will need tea for a little extra CP boost. The food that we're going to be using is the salmon jerky, which boosts control and craftsmanship. And then the Craftsman Tisane, which is the new drought that was released in Dawn Trail. We will need this for a little extra CP boost. Ooh, excuse me. So currently my stats are at 629 CP, and my craftsmanship is 4648, and my control is 4425. So I'll go through the melds real quick on my gear. I'm on my armor right now, which is one of my specialists. The main hand tool is just the CP plus 8. It's all going to be control and CP. No craftsmanship needed because the food will boost us up to where we need to be. So it's all craftsmanship and it's all control and CP. So the CP really is the most important stat that we could have, because the more CP we have, the more actions we could use, obviously, which is going to help us make what we're trying to make. So the main hand tool has a CP plus 8. The head is a couple of control, grade 12 controls. The body, grade 12 control. The hands, grade 12 control. The legs, one grade 12 control and a grade 12 CP. The feet is a grade 12 control, and we only needed a grade 10 CP on the feet, a CP plus 10. The accessories are all CP, and the main hand tool as well. The offhand tool, excuse me. So the offhand tool is a CP plus 8. The earring is CP plus 10. The necklace is CP plus 10. Bracelet, same thing. And the rings can hold 7 CP each, but we just threw a couple of grade 10s on there because that's what I had. So, CP, most important stat. So let's go ahead and let's look at the rotation real quick. Let me show you guys the rotation that I came up with. We're going to start with reflect instead of muscle memory, because we really need to boost our quality up as high as possible in order to get to that 100% mark. So we're going to start with reflect, and then it's pretty simple after that, manipulation and veneration with a groundwork. And then we put innovation in between two delicate synthesis there. I couldn't do the delicate synthesis back to back, because if I did, it breaks the craft. We needed to put an innovation in there so we get that 5 durability back from manipulation, and then we can go ahead and proceed on with our delicate synthesis and 4 prudent touches. The second part of the rotation, we're going to start with a master's men, and then we're going to use intensive synthesis, which it doesn't get much use. A lot of people don't use it very often, but since we started the craft with reflect, we needed that boost to our progress, as much boost as we possibly can. And this intensive synthesis only costs 6 CP, and it's 400% to the progress bar. So we use Heart and Soul, which allows us to use that action, because normally it would require us to be on good or excellent status, but Heart and Soul allows us to use it without that. So it's a great skill to use. And then we're just going to follow along with the rest of the rotation there. That's going to get us up to 100%. So let me show you guys. I will use the salmon jerky, which boosts our stats, and then the Craftsman Tisane for a little extra CP boost. And my stats now, after that, is 656 CP, and 4746 craftsmanship, and 4640 control. So let's go ahead and give it a try. So if we want to make these boots of aiming, looks like we need one more ingot. So we'll craft an ingot here. Whoops, armor craft. And let's give it a shot. Again, we are on our specialist, which means you will need to have your crafter's delineations as well in order to use the specialist actions. Don't forget those, very important. But they're only 14 purple scripts each, so you should have hundreds of them, you know, at any given point, at least in your saddlebag for whenever you need them. So let's give it a shot. Start with a reflect, manipulation, veneration, and then a groundwork, and then a delicate. Now we'll use innovation, and then another delicate, and 4 prudent touches. Okay. Now we'll start the second part with a Master's Mend. And then we're going to use Heart and Soul for intensive synthesis. And then we'll use Great Strides, Trained Perfection, and then a quick innovation for our preparatory touch. And then a Great Strides and an innovation for a delicate synthesis. And then a trained finesse. And then Great Strides. And here we go. Now, I didn't put Bargot's Blessing and Basic Synthesis in the rotation, just in case we were on poor status right now. If we were on poor status, then we could use Careful Observation to get rid of it, which is another specialist action, which is right here. So if our condition was poor, then we could just use a Careful Observation to get rid of it and then finish out with Bargot's Blessing. Now we do have a good status here, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because I want to show you guys that this rotation will work even if the condition is normal. So I'm going to go ahead and use Careful Observation. I'm going to get rid of that. So if we go into the calculations and we look at Bargot's Blessing, you'll see Bargot's Blessing will give us 3870. So 8150 plus 3870 is 12,020, which is 100%. So let's go ahead and close it out with Bargot's Blessing. And now that we have 0 CP left, because we had just enough CP for this entire rotation, the only thing left is basic synthesis. And looks like we need 230 progress to finish it out. And if we go back into our calculations, basic synthesis gives us 303. So we have plenty. So basic synthesis. And there's your 35 durability mat. 100% with your specialist with no overmelds. Now, if we want to go ahead and make the gear, let's go ahead and make the gear. So now that we got that ingot, so we know we can make all of these mats 100% HQ. So we can go ahead and plug them in. And this is very simple, obviously, since now we have half our quality already from the HQ mats. and I'll show you the rotation that I have. And again, feel free to pause and copy these rotations down if you like. So this is the rotation here for the gear itself, for the 70 durability 710 gear. We'll start with the muscle memory, manipulation, waist knot 2, veneration, which is pretty standard, and then 4 groundworks, which will get us pretty close to the finish, get us up to a little over 7,000. Now we'll do a innovation and 2 preparatory touches, and then a prudent touch, and then a final appraisal for our delicate synthesis, which is going to get our progress bar right to the edge there, 74.99. So this is probably a little bit overkill because we used all HQ mats, but it'll work. It certainly works for everything that you need to do. So we'll start the second half with a couple of prudent touches, a trained perfection, and a great strides innovation and preparatory touch. Huh. And then a great strides. I mean, we almost completed the craft without By God's blessing. Okay, I mean, it is what it is. It works. So you make all your HQ mats and you'll make your gear no problem. So then we'll just finish it out with By God's blessing, and then obviously just a basic synth to finish it out. So there you go, guys. As long as you're on your specialist, you can make all of the mats 100% HQ, all of the 35 durability mats with this rotation right here. And then you can use those mats to make the gear with the 70 durability rotation that I have for you right here. And no overmelds at all. None needed. The only thing that's needed is specialist. And obviously your food and your tea. So there you go, guys. We'll go through, again, real quick, the melds, just in case you need them. CP, and then a bunch of control. Again, control and CP. And CP all over the accessories. And there you go, guys. Food, tea, and specialist. With that, you don't need any overmelds. Hope you guys found that useful. Have a great day and happy crafting.